Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up for PrizePicks today. Use that promo code Leading Off when you do. It's me, Joey P. Joe Pizzapia. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's a fun Friday here as we head in to the weekend of fantasy baseball. My waiver wire video is up and running, so go check that out on Fantasy Pros MLB YouTube. Click that little subscribe button and click that bell till it goes ding, up to 13.8. Closing in on 14. Very exciting times. 14,000 of you. I love you. If you haven't already, subscribe. And don't forget, when you do, drop a comment below because you could win a premium giveaway that we're doing. 1 year free premium to Fantasy Pros. And the reason I mentioned that, Welsh, as you can gloriously see it here, all the incredible tools we have. It'll take you through baseball season. It'll take you through football draft season, NFL fantasy season, is because we have a winner from last month, and that winner is Brad Silva. So Brad, congratulations. All you have to do is hit us up at mailbag@fantasypros.com. Again, email us at mailbag@fantasypros.com. The proof of your subscription and your I guess your whatever size t-shirt you want. What you do is you just hit us up. We'll take care of the subscription after that, and we'll get you all set up. So hit us up on that email address. Brad, congratulations. If you want to be like Brad, drop a comment below. Yes, Welsh.
Yeah, and didn't you say at 14,000 that you were going to get hair implants? Didn't you say you were going to go to the doctor and get hair implants?
I said 15,000 that I would do the week of wigs, but that's still very far away. But 14, I will do something. I'm open to suggestions from the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks.
My new favorite bit of I want to say my new favorite bit in the chat is the absolute thumbs up I'm getting every morning about the hair. I mean,
your hair looks spectacular.
It took 20 seconds for the hair check to happen.
But you had that weird, as you call it, the Jimmy Neutron thing. It was like that thing that all the girls had in the mid 90s, early 90s, where like that weird hairspray thing going. Like, I don't know what was going on. And this looks magnificent.
It was my Cameron Diaz, the whatever the movie was. Is this hair gel?
They're saying mustaches at 14K. Now that's something we could get behind. I could definitely do a mustache show.
My wife would be so mad.
No, you just look, you have the beard.
Do we have to have it the whole week
the show,
or just one show?
No, just the one show, and then you shave it right after the show.
Yeah, I can grow into it. I could shave it. I could do it 100%.
It'll be a vacation from ourselves. Well,
what type of mustache should we do?
Well, I'll leave that up to your interpretation.
Like this one, or do like a handlebar?
I think you'd look good with a handlebar. I think you have a Sons of Anarchy kind of vibe about you anyway. I think it would be a good look for you. So
that was an insult somehow. That was an insult.
No, it wasn't. I'm mad though. We have to start off here with the baseball today. I'm mad because, as everybody knows, I've been on the heater of all heaters all week, and my home run call yesterday before I changed it was Jose Ramirez. Joey, what did you do?
You can't be this hot right now, Joe. Don't even.
I know. It was almost like the gods were like, no. I changed my home run call. I don't even know who I picked yesterday. I got to go back and look. But I had Jose Ramirez and I changed it. And he hit 3 home runs. So we got to give some love to Jose. It's been a quiet year for him. He's getting no help for the Guardians. Zach Wheeler recorded 8 strikeouts, but not 8.5. So did cash there. Let's go, baby. Gave up 1 earned run. Actually, 1 run not earned in the no decision. Clayton Kershaw was excellent against the Reds as we were fading them. 9 strikeouts over 7 shutout frames. And then this was the big news yesterday. A couple injuries. First, this one, Yordan Alvarez, the oblique injury, could wind up missing some time there. So let's talk about that because the Astros offense has not been good. Losing Alvarez, they just got Altuve back from the same injury, this oblique issue. So what do you want to do here with Alvarez? Where do you go, basically, from here?
Well, I mean, where do you go? You don't. That's like the old adage of like, how do I replace him? You don't. You just hope to be able to get whatever you can off the wire. You know who came to my mind immediately was Luke Raley as someone that you could go and probably make a pivot to. Raley's been really good. He's been playing kind of platooning a little bit, similar to what they've been doing with Josh Lowe in Tampa Bay. But Raley might be someone I'm looking at in probably like 12-team deeper leagues if you're looking for some production. The Astros just don't really have a big guy to be able to turn to. Justin Durden is somebody that I haven't seen any moves and what they're going to do, but Justin Durden is someone they could bring up, little power speed combo. He's kind of a fun bat, but I just don't think there's anybody coming from Houston that you're going to go with. So Luke Raley was one of the first ones. Outfield, first base eligibility, has some big power. There's probably a couple others. Unfortunately, this might be even a streaming hitting spot where you just got to kind of follow the hot bats right now.
Christian Walker, an interesting buy low too. There might be some. You might go to him away.
Absolutely, yeah. Every time I pick him, every time I pick him, he just keeps kind of bringing back down. But I mean, absolutely masher for one of the best teams in baseball, and because he's been down so much, people aren't really in on him. So yeah, I know.
But the deeper stats are all good on Christian Walker. Yeah, that's why I think you could still pry him away potentially. But that's what you do. Look at who's on a good streak right now and try to figure it out from there. Pete Alonso looks like his streak is ending. He's going to the IL most likely. Again, we're still waiting for the official word, but it seems like all the rumblings are putting us there. Now, that being said, once again, this is another big injury and a huge impact to this Mets starting lineup because you take Pete Alonso out. This is a much different, just like when you take Aaron Judge out. So this is a big problem here for the New York Mets lineup. You would imagine you'd see a little bit more Vientos. Francisco Alvarez has kind of been that one lone bright spot for that offense. Another crushing loss for them last night. He's been unconsciously good, man. But I mean, these are two MVP caliber, top tier, first round pick kind of bats.
You know, someone's out there with that on their roster. You know that they had like Yordan Alvarez and Pete Alonso. Those were like the top two picks for big power. And now, as Wonky said, really all of those first base outfield guys are in play for you to be looking at.
Here's a good one too. Doobie brings up Nolan Jones. Now that's a guy who's probably floating out there in a lot of formats right now. He's a plug and play potentially if you need some more power. I like that.
Okay, but that's what I was talking about with like what you might want to end up doing is streaming the position. What do I mean by that is just like turnstiles. Follow, look at last 7 days, follow those. Don't get too hardcore stuck with a single player and just try to move through them because I don't know what you guys are going to have available, but I would rather have Luke Raley than Nolan Jones. But if Nolan Jones is getting going and Colorado's scoring runs, sure, that's 100%.
Connie's got a question for us too. Xander Bogaerts just got dropped in my league because of his wrist issues. How much should that person be shamed? A fair amount. I don't know why you would drop them. I don't know if you have no IL spots. Like I don't understand what the circumstances of that.
There could be. It could be like an 8-man league with no IL spots. Yeah, that would make sense if it's a short league like that. I mean, you should.
You just don't do that.
Two shame bells, like shame. Yeah, like you don't need to do a whole walk, but just like two.
But if you're discontented with a player, put him up on the block. I mean, to just drop a player to me, that just makes no sense. I don't understand. That makes absolutely no sense to me. A couple other pieces of housekeeping. We got to talk about this because it's big news. Joe Adell, 451 majestic, unbelievable home run. It was crazy, 117 miles an hour off the bat. I mean, it was alarming for sure. And Reed Detmer's got a win. So crazy things happening with the Los Angeles.
We were in the upside down. We were in the upside down. It's crazy.
I assume Joe Adell was watching the show yesterday, didn't care for Welsh's comments and said, you know what, I'm going to go out there and put a hurting on it. Is it just me or does Joe Adell look a little bit more swole than last time I saw him?
Well, I mean, he is like from the day he got drafted, one of the big things was like, this guy is a workout guy. He's a really smart guy.
Well, he's bulkier too.
But that's what his focus on. He was one of my favorite interviews of all time because I remember in that Arizona Fall League, I actually talked to Josh Lowe. I talked to different guys and I'm asking them, I was having this focus on like how their power approach is and what their approach was. And all these guys were giving me cookie cut answers like, oh, I'm not trying to hit homers and I'm just trying to spray it, doubles, blah, blah, blah. All the same answers. Joe Adell did not. Joe Adell was like, oh, I'm 100% trying to tap into my power. He's like, I know my own raw power and I know when to turn it on in games. The only problem was he actually didn't know when to turn it on in games because he couldn't hit high fastballs. He had no off-speed recognition. But this is a guy that was doing the jump up onto the boxes that are like 6 feet tall. He's always working out. He liked to do the vests. I mean, he was an analytical, smart guy, but he's been so far behind. So that's why I'm dismissive of it because he was still hitting or still 30% strikeout rate in the minors. But this is a guy I do believe at some point is going to click. Mm-hmm. I still don't really think this is it, regardless of hitting majestic, cool, awesome homers, but I'm open to the possibility. And guess what? You lost Yordan, you lost Alonso, and you're looking for some power potential. Just
maybe you get a run.
In the dark.
Yeah, maybe you get a 2-week run out of him at the very least. Here's an interesting question here. This is from Ian Fernando Rodriguez Villarino, and I hope I'm pronouncing
say that again. Do that
well.
Again.
Nope, that was it. Just get it once. If I do it a second time, it won't be good. How do you handle leagues that barely make trades? Now, this is a good question because I think we've all been stuck in those scenarios. Now, luckily, if you choose the right people, you choose crazy people in your league that are ready to have fun and make moves and do stuff. But I've been in these leagues before, and sometimes this happens sometimes in these quote unquote expert leagues too. They're really hard to deal in because everyone thinks they're the smartest person in the room. So I get that. I think when I'm in a league of that nature, Welsh, my whole thing is you have to put enormous amount of energy into the draft. You have to be very calculated about the risks you take because if you do have injuries or bad luck, it's one of those things like you can't trade out of it. And then the other thing is really being ahead of the curve on waiver wire. Like you have to use your bench almost like you should have been the team that had Ellie De La Cruz a month ago. You should have been the team that was way ahead on, certain Bobby Miller and all of those kind of things. Like that's the kind of operation you have to run in that format. That's my take. What's yours?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I will tell you, I like to trade, but I'm not the best trader but I'm a little bit different. I'm super busy, and I need more active. Like if I was in a relationship, I need it to be about me, and I can't give as much as I'm going to take in that. So I need people to spoon feed me deals, closer deals, because the art of the trade is most people are going to send you a trade that sucks, and we all know it sucks, and then that's a starting point and you work towards it. Where sometimes I think in those type of leagues you can't so much look at trades being like, this is what I need, and you've got to focus on like what makes sense for them and send a trade that is close and you be the active one. It may not help, it may not work, but being more proactive, even in the frustration, is the best way to do it. And then, ping the people, maybe take a
That's
chat.
why
It may
everyone
not
fails in
change, but you
trades
got to
because
be
everyone's
active.
trying to win the trade. And what I do oftentimes, there's players that I want to acquire, and I will sit there and I'll look at a roster and I'll say to myself, I can't justify what I have on my roster to make that trade for that player that I want. Like it doesn't match up, and I will not even make that offer. But if you can really put yourself in the other team's shoes and honestly do it, then I don't see any reason why, you can't have some trades go on. I think probably people are annoyed because people get crappy offers. They get those dumb pile up offers. Like here's 10 players for your one good one.
Yeah, well,
I
and
hate that
dissect,
stuff.
like you're saying, and dissecting where the other person's at. Because I've gotten trade offers in a couple leagues this year where people are trying to unload big, like let's say they call them like little biggerish names, but they don't make sense for my team. Like there's no, like, why do I need these 4 guys when 2 of them I don't actually really want? So like make sure they make sense. It may not cure it, but it's the best thing.
I mean, honestly, you should just play more best ball then too. Like if you're a smart baseball person, just do those draft and hold kind of formats. By the way, Ian says that I pronounced it better than the announcer at his graduation. So there you go.
Fernando
You're welcome.
Rodriguez Valerino?
Oh,
is that what you said? I can't do the
Villarino.
Villarino. I can't turn
Villarino probably because it's got the little tilde over it. I think that's called a tilde. I don't know. I'm gonna call you tilde for the rest of the show.
Swinda tilde.
Let's get to the injuries besides Alonso and Alvarez. Eloy Jimenez day to day. Stop me if you heard this one before. Lower left leg injury. Oh God. The White Sox really should just, I think the White Sox should just take a year off from baseball. Can they do that as an organization? Just be like, you know what?
Their players do.
Step away. That's a good point. Maybe it's time to just step away. Adam Duvall is returning, though. He's stepping back from that wrist injury that, he was red hot. He's the highest all over in baseball in terms of points and home runs and everything. And then he got hurt right away. He's finally going to be back on Friday. We'll see. This was the same wrist that he hurt previously. So I'm not holding out hope. Julio Urias is going to be back on Sunday. So kind of wait and see. The starts against the Phillies. I would wait and see. And Lance McCullers is going to undergo an MRI after his recent setback. Also, Welsh, Alex Verdugo was benched yesterday because of lack of hustle. Now, Alex Verdugo has always been one of these guys that, you remember Alex Verdugo very well, I'm sure. Alex Verdugo has been one of these guys historically that not very well liked amongst his peers, certainly talent, but always kind of gives that vibe off of the guy who was really good, always knew he was really good, got to the big leagues. He's not as great as he thinks he is, but he still acts like he's basically Ken Griffey Jr.
I've heard he's a really nice guy with fans and stuff like that. But he also did, as far as I was told, he got sent home when he was back way back in the AFL. He hit like
the Dodgers
had
problems with him too. Remember, they had all kinds of issues with this guy in the clubhouse. I remember.
Yeah, stuff.
So all of that.
Sit down, kid.
Rookie time. AJ Smith-Shawver Shawver, not Schwarber. I've got
Schwarber.
Schwarber.
We're going to talk about Schwarber
I'm thinking
later.
about hoagies. I'm hungry. Shawver is going to make his debut. What do you think of investment-wise here? If you picked him up, would you be starting him, or are you getting in the wait-and-see pile here?
Yeah, and by the way, it'll be his starting debut because he did make his debut against Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, those 2 innings
1/3.
Count. Nobody cares.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty sweet.
I don't care.
Struck out Corbin Carroll and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm actually
Nobody cares till day. Nobody.
I'm a little bit invested in him today because that fastball works. The slider's great. I'm really going to be interested to see how the curveball lands. He could not land it in his relief appearance. It was just up and down. I mean, it was nowhere in the zone, wasn't getting any swings, but the slider is a punch and the fastball is a punch. I hope they let him go deep into games. He's very young, but I like this matchup. So I'm a little bit invested. We'll talk about it later. I would be cool with making this start, but I do think it's going to be a little bit of a push for him to get to 5 full.
Look at this Wonky Penguin bringing a question to the table today. Contending team wants my Joe Ryan, offering Nolan Gorman or Royce Lewis. Now, the circumstances are it's a 4-year max contract, so I can only assume that Joe Ryan's contract is expiring, so we're looking ahead. So which do you rather invest in, Royce Lewis or Nolan Gorman?
It's a great question.
Two of your favorite things. It's like Oprah trying to choose between her favorite books or something.
Those are 2 of my favorite things. I'm pretty enamored with Nolan Gorman. Like, I love Royce Lewis, but if I'm thinking about like there's a 4-year window, which one of those guys has the most likely opportunity to get like really hurt? It's Royce, because that's his second favorite thing to do. Nolan Gorman has made so many big changes, hitting 3 in that lineup. I actually think that's kind of cool in a keeper league, especially if Ryan has 2 more years left and you get 4 of Gorman.
Well, I'm assuming
I think that's fair.
Look, if Ryan has any time left, I'm keeping Ryan. But if Ryan's basically done this year and you're getting,
but what if it's like the rest of this year and next year, and then you can give 4 years?
Then I keep Joe Ryan because I believe in Joe Ryan, so I would still keep Joe Ryan over those guys. And I don't like Nolan Gorman, but I agree with you. I think Gorman is the better guy. By the way, looking back on it, Oprah did give us a lot of great things over the years, but she also gave us Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil, and I think she should be taken a task for that. I think that's a lot.
What? I mean,
she gave us those 2 things. If it wasn't for her, those things wouldn't be in our public psyche.
Did that just come to your mind?
Yeah, I was thinking about Oprah's favorite things. And I was thinking about, Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz and all those people. And I think about those 2 yahoos and think about how much better a world it would be if nobody knew those guys.
Yeah, I completely agree. But what got you there?
I said you have to choose between Royce Lewis and Nolan Gorman, like Oprah choosing between her favorite things.
Oh, you said
I wasn't just thinking about Oprah.
I'm telling you, I was like,
sometimes I just think about Phil Donahue. Does anybody know who Phil Donahue is in the chat, by the way?
Yeah, I know, right? Is FantasyPros talking to the O Network? Are we going to be simulcasting?
No, but Blaine calls me Oprah. Our boss, Blaine, calls me Oprah. And because everybody talks to me in the industry and I can talk to anybody basically and they'll give me any information. So,
but who's worse? Who do you think is worse, Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz?
Dr.
Oz. Yeah.
Dr. Oz is far worse, and that's saying something because the bar is very low from Dr. Phil. Just saying. So there you go. Let's continue on here. 3 up and 3 down. Austin Riley, 4 for 6 with a 2-run homer. Braves get that extra inning win, and the Mets right now are licking their wounds. But Francisco Alvarez, again, we keep talking about this guy. I think 7 of his 8 home runs before we turned the page into June were all in the month of May. Like, this guy has really figured it out fast. So all those morons that were calling for him to be sent down in April after kind of struggling, God, have some patience with these rookies, for God's sakes. And here's Alvarez crushing it right now. He's the only guy.
Awesome.
Looks so good, Welsh. Better than I could have ever anticipated. And I don't know how sustainable it is, but look, the Mets have something there. And he should be the everyday catcher, period, going forward. Luis Robert, 3 for 5 with a solo homer and a steal. So a good night for him. The downs, though, Ashcraft is going to get his Ashcrafted out of that rotation pretty soon if he's not careful. He 2 2/3. His ERA is at 6.78. I just don't get it. I didn't get it to begin with when people were talking about him as being this guy who's going to save this rotation. No. Minor league numbers were unimpressive to me. 3 hits, 3 earned. He's done from this rotation now. Your ERA is at 7. You're done. So all the Ben Lively shares, let's go. All the Abbott, let's go. Spencer Strider was bad yesterday. 8 earned runs for him, 4 innings, 2 homers. Verlander's like, hold my beer. 4 earned runs of his own in 3 innings. He was terrible.
And let's talk about that. for 1 second because I saw a lot of people kind of freaking out because Strider had moved into a spot of being the #1 SP, not only in Dynasty, but redraft. And people are like, oh, blah, blah. In this start,
What do you mean? What did they say?
They're like,
oh, blah, blah. Oh, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. His velo on his fastball was down a full mile per hour in the game. So it was down 1.1. Slider was down. Changeup was down. This is a little excusey, but I'm not crazy worried about it. I do think this is that rough patch. Like, it's a long season. He's pushing on a lot more innings. Think of what happened last year into this. This is something I think could get through it. I'm buying, even if there's 1 or 2 more bad starts in here. I ain't freaking out about it. He was rolling eights all night long last night, hits, earned runs, and strikeouts still. Like, he has a floor that we can get down with.
He rolled 8.
The velo was
8
down.
earned runs. What he rolled.
That's what I'm saying. He was rolling 8s all day long, strikeouts, earned runs, and stuff. But the velo is down, which is more abnormal than anything. So I think this might just be like a stall point in the season for him.
I'll tell you what. If you want to make a play, this is your window.
Yes,
because the velo's down a little bit. Bad start. This might be your one and only shot all year to pry Spencer Strider away from somebody. So I will.
You know what we should do? I just thought of something.
What should we do,
Welsh? This is a great idea. This is a great business idea.
I love great ideas.
You and I.
Oh, it's a business venture.
This is a business venture. Like Fantasy Pros, like they'll be overarching, but we're going to take all the money. You and I will make videos for people. Even if we don't believe it, we'll make videos down talking a player. And then people
like
can
negative
send
cameos.
So Strider, we'll be like, Spencer Strider's velo's down, blah, blah. And then these people can take the video and send it to the person in their league that has the guy. And they'll be like, hey, look, these guys said
what
this.
The Welsh said.
And we'll just say information.
Isn't
and
that
it'll be things
really highly suspect, though? It's like, hey, look at this video I'm sending you of this player I want in a trade.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how trades work. Everyone's like, hey, I'd like that player.
No, see, that's not
I
never, ever crap talk. I learned this lesson years ago. It is the dumbest thing. This goes back to that original conversation we were having about trading in leagues. The dumbest thing you can do in any fantasy league is downplay the player you're trying to trade for. You're an idiot. The whole reason you're trying to trade for that player is because you think he has got value in what. So don't even say nothing. Either the deal speaks for itself or it doesn't. And if the deal doesn't speak for yourself, don't hit send.
When somebody tries to, when I see a novel, I'm like, I don't even care what this trade is. I'm going to reject it. When I see a novel about why I should do this trade, instantly out. Or of course, like you're saying, when someone tries to tell you how bad this player is that they want to get, both of those things, they can kick rocks.
Why do you trash?
But I'm just saying, we might be able to hustle a little bit.
Speaking of Verlander, though, I found this tweet. And it was incredible. I sent it to you.
I saw it yesterday as well. This is
MLB ERA leaders from last year. Okay. Justin Verlander last year, this time had a 1.7, or actually, I guess finished with a 1.75 ERA. Urias, 2.16 ERA. Dylan Cease, 2.2. Manoah, 2.24. Sandy Alcantara, 2.28. Those same 5 guys. Verlander, 4.85. Urias, 4.39. Cease, 4.63, Manoah 6.37, and Sandy Alcantara 5.07. That is bananas, Welsh.
Woof. I don't know when the last time we saw that was. That turned real quick on them boys.
I got nothing. I got nothing there except that. What a difference a year makes. All right, you know what else can make a difference in your life, my life? Winning some money, making some smart decisions, and the way you do that is PrizePicks. So download the app or go to prizepicks.com. Use the promo code leading off. Again, one word, leading off. It's all bold on the YouTube channel. You can see leading off there. It's very easy to see. And to get 100% deposit match up to $100. Welsh, who do you have for the prize picking today?
Who do I have for the prize picking? Let's go take a look. I have got no run first inning Christian Javier and Logan T. Allen. That is number 1 on the prize picks. Next up, Bryce Harper, total bases 1.5. And then I'm adding in, this is a crazy one. It might have changed over the last day or so, but did you know that in the NL, the leader in quality starts, Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman has been a dude. 29.5 on the fantasy points. I'm going to take the over. So again, Javier Allen, no run first inning, Harper 1.5 total bases, and Marcus Stroman, fantasy score 29.5. He has hit that in 4 straight games.
Unbelievable. All right, let's get to mine here. Actually, you know what? Let's get to the betting because Welsh's prize picks are good. I want to talk about the betting here for a second because, again, the heater's been going I should have had the Ramirez yesterday. I'm sorry. I failed everybody. I should just stay true. Don't overthink it. Just be in the zone. So I hope I didn't screw up there. Still got Wheeler right. Still got a couple other things right there. Got the White Sox on the money line right. Just saying. So here we go. Minnesota on the money line, plus 110 you're getting, even though on the road with Sonny Gray. I don't understand this at all. I'm heavy into Tyler Glass now. Same game parlay today. You go the over on the 7.5 strikeouts today. Okay. You're going to go the over on that. You're going to go for the Rays to win this game, just all in investment wise on him. You Darvish, I don't care if it's Colorado, 5.5 strikeouts on Betting Pros. You go ahead, you take San Diego, you take you Darvish on the over 5.5, put it together. And if you want, you can also, and basically Vegas is telling you what they expect out of Fernando Tatis, because you don't see this very often. You've got basically he's set up at like total base props of 2.5 everywhere. So when you see the 2.5, that's usually like, holy crap, like hold on to your socks because something's going to happen. You can even go for the home run plus 220, plus 230. You're getting it in that range.
Such a garbage home run money too, but it tells you what
it tells you what's happening. You might even go for the multiple and kind of like whatever. Put the RBI total, the total bases, the home run. Like go for the full gamut here because if you, it's almost like a ladder bet in a way. But if you get all of it right and he has like a 4 for 5 night, it's cash central. So Tatis, Glasnow individually, that's who I'm investing in. And speaking of investments, don't forget, make your investments in Sorare because it's fun, it's baseball, it's fantasy. We've been doing it here. I know the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks are too. FantasyPros.com/collect. Sign up. It's free. And then go join our league, FantasyPros.com/leadingoffleague. And if you don't know what Sorare is, look on our YouTube channel because Welsh has done some amazing videos. Check it out over the weekend. You got some time. You're sitting there watching junior soccer game, or in my case, you know, you're out there, flag football season still going strong. Of course, I'm coaching. I don't have any extra time. But if you are, you're just one of the parents hanging out there, go ahead, play some Sorare, sign up and do it. DFS for today. Garrett Cole's 10.5. Sonny Gray's at 9.6. Christian Javier at 10.8. Stacks, San Diego, Atlanta, Milwaukee. Values, Michael Harris at 2.7. Joey Weimer, 2.9. And Francisco Alvarez is still under 3K. He's just 2.9. Watch where he is in this lineup tonight, especially without Alonso. He's the big bat right now. Look, there's no secret where I'm going with the home run call today. I mean, this is pretty easy. It's Fernando Tatis Jr. So that's where I'm going today. Welsh, I'm sorry, you're off the board. Sad times. Razor holding strong at 23, prime time at 21. And we got a bunch of people at 20. I could have 3 more though, Welsh. Oh, fantasypros.com/chat. Join the Discord. Make your home run calls. Welsh, call a home run for me right now.
By the way, do you hate my bets?
I'm going Tatis all weekend.
Do you hate my bets? This is 2 straight days. Sorry. You're not my bets. You hate my bets.
Give me your home run.
You know what? You probably should. It's actually probably a sign. Yesterday, by the way, I had it's ridiculous, but I had the money line, the first 5. Houston, they had it until the bottom of the 5th. Just quickly, Arizona money line. I kind of want to go run line, but Arizona money line, Merrill Kelly rocks. Atlanta, Washington, 5.5 runs under through the first 5. I told you I like Smith-Shawver and Gray in there. And I've got Michael Grove strikeouts, 4.5 under. So those are, and that's minus 115 on both sides of that. So there are a couple plays. All right. I am going to the Wawa for the Schwarber Fest. I'm going to play a Schwarber Fest. I'm going to play it through the weekend, but I might potentially go and find another one for the weekend. And I will do it in the Discord where you can send in your home run calls. You can just go in, type in the little code, and then bam, it is registered. We will see if I do that. Otherwise, I'm Schwarber festing it all weekend.
Don't you think Schwarber gets extra meat on his hoagies? He does, right? He's an extra meat, extra cheese guy.
Oh, definitely. Like he asks for extra meat?
Well, no, you hit the little screens and you could say, you want extra meat? He's hitting the extra meat for the
I've never ordered a sandwich at a gas station.
Well, it's not a gas station. It's a Wawa. Some Wawas have gas stations.
Isn't it?
No. Wawa is its own thing. And then Wawa had they bought gas stations too.
So it's like a 7-Eleven?
No, it's way better. It's hard. Wawa is its own thing.
Apparently
it's awesome.
It is.
It's great.
Can we get a sponsorship? Can Jimmy hit out Wawa and see if we can get a sponsorship?
We should really let Jimmy know about that. I will definitely at some point this weekend be hitting the Wawa.
You do
Wawa
like
is literally 2 minutes from my house. You can walk to the Wawa. It's great. They've got everything there. Excellent breakfast sandwiches, excellent lunch stuff. Big fan of the Wawa.
You should do a
need
video.
snack.
You should do a video. You should walk to the Wawa. You could do
I'm
some
just saying,
fantasy advice and walk to
Schwarber's an
Wawa.
extra meat guy. I'm just pretty sure that he is. So there you have it. So Tatis for the weekend for me, all the Tatis Jr. investments. That's where I want to go. And Soto's been red hot. I don't like him as much against the lefty today, but you know what? You could probably make some money on that too.
I love your Tatis call. It pisses me off.
Tatis, let's go. So back on track. I'm so freaking upset that I missed the 3 homers yesterday, because that had to have put me up to like 13.
Oh, I think. I don't know where you're at, but I think you would have been on my heels.
I would have been close. But I hope everyone has a great weekend out there. And if you're in the Northeast, I hope you can walk outside again and enjoy the fresh air, because it's better here in New Jersey. So hopefully that is also going well. And for all our folks in Canada, we're thinking about you with all the fires and things going on there too. It's been a rough go there. Everyone's complaining about here. How about other people up there who are dealing with it a lot closer? So again, have a little compassion out there. In the words of the Iron Sheik, do something nice, you dumb son of a bitch. Do something nice.
I was about to say, he would usually add that something into there.
That was his final pinned tweet, was exactly, hey, do something nice today for someone else, you dumb son of a bitch. There you
love
go.
it.
On that note, that'll do it
shirt
for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.